Hello Internet, it's me Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, a lot of us old school gamers have had a lot of new retro titles coming out in the past couple years. Games that take heavy inspiration from classic titles from decades ago, but with fresh new spins on them. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, Sonic Mania, Shovel Knight, Yooka-Laylee, Axiom Verge, just to name a few popular ones that pay homage to the good old days but don't feel like old dated games. Well, make way, it's Square Enix's turn at milking that nostalgia. It's time for Octopath Traveler. The game takes inspiration from the 16-bit era of RPGs, which Squaresoft arguably held the torch in, and it gives us a new story with interesting ideas and a fresh battle system. Here's the thing, I usually wait until I finish a game to review it, but I am far from done with this game. A game like this doesn't come around too often, so I just kind of want to soak it in as much as possible and just enjoy it for as long as I can. With that said, I've put in a lot of hours into it, and I feel I have a pretty good grasp of the game. But let's not consider this a full-on review, just more of thoughts and opinions on Octopath Traveler so far. So, with that said, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler is an RPG designed to pull at the heartstrings of us older players. It's got those 2D sprites but a high-definition background. This results in some beautiful scenery and stunning locations. I've never seen a 2D HD game look so great. Now, the premise of the game is pretty interesting. In the beginning, there are 8 different characters to choose from. Pick one and you'll start your journey. You'll eventually meet up with the other characters and you'll add them to your party. Each character is pretty unique too. I started off with Honnet, who is by far my favorite character. She's almost like a Pokemon trainer as she can capture Pokemon from battle and use them to attack for her. Characters like Primrose and Ophelia can temporarily recruit NPCs that you can summon into battle. Therion can steal items from NPCs. Tressa can buy items from NPCs, and there's just a bunch of stuff like that that makes each character really unique. But let's go ahead and talk about the battle system because it's by far my favorite part of the whole game. This system is turn-based with the typical back and forth slashing and magic using and all that, but you actually have to use strategy. You see, all the enemies have this shield with a point system on it. Find out what the enemy's weakness is, and you can use that to break its shield. Once the enemy's shield is broken, it will be incapable of attacking until it recovers, which lets you get in a bunch of free shots. There's also a boost system to help you land more hits and more powerful attacks. For every turn you use a standard attack or magic, you'll gain a boost point. Once it's your turn again, hit the R button to boost up your attack. It can make your magic attack stronger, or if you're using a standard weapon attack, you'll hit the opponent multiple times. Pretty cool stuff. You can even stack bonus points to unleash a barrage of strikes, which is really handy if you're trying to break that enemy shield. A lot of the enemies and bosses are tough. I mean, there are some battles that are just going back and forth for a good like 15-20 minutes. Each battle's almost like a little game of chess. So don't just think you can go into autopilot mode and just keep tapping the A button until the battle's over. It's not gonna work like that. There's also skills and job classes, so you can upgrade your character as well. I also want to applaud the game on its soundtrack. While there is no particular theme that reaches out to me and gets stuck in my head, each theme seems to fit nicely into what you're doing. The themes just set up the perfect ambiance for their corresponding scenario. So with fun gameplay, beautiful music, and gorgeous visuals, the game seems like a solid winner, right? Well, let's talk about the part of the game I like the least. Let's go ahead and talk about the story. Or should I say stories? You see, the thing with Octopath Traveler is that it's designed so each character has their own story to tell. Every single time you meet a new character, it goes exactly like this. A bunch of dialogue, you'll go through a training session with your path ability, go through a bunch more dialogue, make your way to a boss, fight said boss, go through a bunch more dialogue, then continue on your way. It's not that noticeable when you get your first character or two, but it quickly becomes a very tiring routine. You go through these exact same steps every time you meet a new character. And I guess it wouldn't be so bad if any of the character stories were actually interesting. The stories are just kind of bland, and it feels like things I've seen in RPGs a million times already. I'm traveling because I'm looking for someone. I'm traveling because I read a book. It just doesn't really draw you in. The voice acting in here is appreciative, but some of the voices are pretty emotionless, so that doesn't help. To make matters worse, none of the characters really interact with each other. At least not at first, but it makes it really hard to get into the first part of the game. Each character has their own purpose of venturing out in the world, but they don't really have a reason to partner together. There's no chemistry. It's like things are happening because they're supposed to happen. It just doesn't feel organic at all. I mean, you play any other game from Square Enix, like the Final Fantasies or even Super Mario RPG. The characters, in a way, have a common goal. They get introduced in their own special way, and you see those characters interacting with each other. It makes for great storytelling, and I'm just not feeling it here. Once you get into the later chapters of the game, you'll get some banter between the characters, but I don't know, it just feels kind of forced. But all of this is just nitpicking, really, and I actually like that Square Enix is at least trying to do something different with an old formula. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm far from finished with the game, so I could be wrong with all of this. The storytelling can change later on, but from my experience so far, it's kind of weak, it's kind of unclear. But with all of that said, I would be lying if I said I wasn't having fun with the game. I love this game. I really, really like this. The gameplay is just fun, and I was actually debating if I should go play more of the game or if I should record this video, but I wanted to go ahead and throw my 2 cents out there on what I think of Octopath Traveler so far. Whether you grew up in the Super Nintendo era of RPGs or not, I think you're really gonna like this game. It's fresh, it's fun, it has a lot of unique ideas, and just any RPG fan is really gonna enjoy it. But, you know, what's my opinion compared to yours? There's a free demo out there, so if you want to experience this, go play the demo. Go play the game, let me know what you think. Did you like it? Do you not like it? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, that would be really cool too. And like always, I thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.